Hello, hi everyone, happy Sunday. I am here live finally. I'll just hang on and just see if anyone is joining me. I'm wearing sunglasses, there is a reason, I'll come to that in a second. So I hope you're doing well. Anyway, I'll just crack on because I don't know if anyone is here. Say hello if you're joining me because I can't see on my device actually who is here. So feel free, drop a comment, say hello, let me know how you're doing, how it's all going, or just say hello. So, okay, so I wanted to jump on here today and talk about fear, because in case you're living under a rock, there's a lot of fear going on right now, right, in the world. So I wanted to just address it, talk about kind of how to navigate your way through it because it's really ramping up. Hi, AJ. It's really ramping up. So, and I want to talk about the power of sunglasses, which are on wonky. So the reason I'm wearing them is I've had a massive eye infection, and like for a week, it's really bad. And I've done live streams before with a great big spot on my head or an eye infection, but this one was particularly bad. So I was holding off, and I thought, well, the message is bigger than your own bullshit, right? So really wanted to come on and speak with you and come on live. And I had a little bit of fear, thinking, oh, what are people going to think? Are people going to think I don't know, all these stories, right? So fear is really normal. So we're not kind of going to talk about fear as if there's a lot of approaches around, rise above the fear, feel the fear and do it anyway, and all that good stuff. But I want to say fear is really normal. If you're a human being, you're on this planet right now, you're witnessing all the bullshit unfolding. Fear is going to be a part of what's coming up for you. I've definitely had it. Everybody has it at some point. So, but what I want to talk about is starting to see through what it really is, right? So really starting to see through what fear is, and fear is really false evidence appearing real. So we're going to see a lot more fear come up. So I'm not going to talk about specifics today because we're all going to have really different opinions on what's happening, why it's happening, whether our governments are doing the right thing, whether they're not, all of these different measures. So I know there's so much division, so I'm not going to go into the specifics, but I want to talk about just coming from the perspective of what we are seeing unfolding is nothing more than fear-based tactics. So obviously, if you're someone that completely trusts and follows what you are being fed, there's no judgment here, but this is not going to probably going to be the live stream that will make you feel most comfortable. I'm assuming though, if you're watching, you're on this sort of similar page where you can sort of see that things are not what they seem, right? So I just want to talk to you about the fear tactics, because what's happening is what we're witnessing at the moment, and I'm talking from a perspective of being in the UK right now, and it seems like every week there's a new measure, right? We've got masks, and then we've got like mandatory this and rules about this. We've had a new rule recently about kicking in tomorrow, 6 people being together at any one time, and it's mind-boggling. And a lot of people are going into fear, and the fear is that as we go through and progress, our restrictions are coming in more. We are seeing removal of our rights, all of that stuff, and it can feel very fear-based and scary to witness. So I want to kind of just shed light on another perspective in case you haven't seen it from that side, because it's so easy to go into the fear-based thinking, right? So this is not a criticism, excuse me. This is not a criticism. Hold on. A dry throat there. This isn't a criticism of if you're having fear, because we all have it. We all have fear at some point, but it's just recognizing like there is stuff going on. So the fact that they are bringing in these measures, the way I see it is we are going through this whole thing of the Great Awakening. And what is happening through this year, and it's continuing to happen, is that we're now suddenly seeing everything in its true light. So all of these disclosures, right? We've had all of this stuff about Hollywood, about the children, the trafficking, the vaccination stuff, the laws, the what we've based our entire systems on, stuff going on with the NHS, loads of different things, and it's all come up to the surface. So the fact that it's all come up to the surface is the fact that it's like the systems are being exposed. we want to break them down and we want to change them, right? So if you're watching this, you're no doubt going to be someone that really wants better for our world, right? In order to get to a better place, we have to like kind of break down, pull down all the existing structures. But in order to do that, we've got to start seeing them first, right, for what they are, and actually acknowledge that there are things happening on the planet that we don't like. So when that all comes up, what we're all doing really, it's like individually and collectively, it's like we've all got these little flashlights and we're shining the torch onto these structures, right? Healthcare, education, government, legal system, police, food, whatever, right? All these structures. When we're doing that, it's actually taking the power out of all of this dark, heavy bullshit that we've been existing right on and living with. And when we're doing that, the darker energies, the kind of structured stuff that is all about fear, corruption, greed, control, deception, manipulation, they're going to start really getting louder and stronger, right? So what we're going to see as we're going forwards is more restrictions, more stuff coming in, because it's like they're screaming louder and we're kind of seeing it, and they're screaming louder and we're seeing it. So there's a whole sort of, there is a weird method to the madness that's unfolding at the moment. So I just want to give you that perspective, because what our jobs are to really stand in as much power as we can and actually start to be able to see through what's really happening. If we don't, if we, you might have moments, you might have days where you do this, but if you start giving into the fear, I've had my own stuff. Believe me, when I read something, I get a jolt to the gut and I think, holy shit, oh my God, what's happening, right? And then I remind myself going, hang on, that's the fear, that's the illusion, that's the story. I'm going to step back. So it's okay if you go into that fear, you're going to just recognize it and step out, because the more we're in fear individually and collectively, the more, when you're in fear, like that part of your brain switches on, and it's the part of your brain that's about survival, and it's about sort of, yeah, like managing survival on high alert. So you're not going to be able to think as clearly as possible. You're not going to have that clarity. You're not going to have that intuition. You're not going to be able to decipher as well what feels true and what doesn't feel true. And when you're in fear, then you are, subject to control, right, and manipulation. So that's why fear is such a bullshit thing. And that's why it's a massive fear tactic, because the more they can keep us in fear, the more obedient we're all going to be. We're going to line up, take the vaccination, do whatever it is that they want us to do. So we've got to start being able to acknowledge, yes, we might be feeling scared or pissed off or whatever it is, but seeing through that it's an illusion. And if you just kind of see it as like it's nothing but manipulation and bullying, right? So the dark is shouting louder. It is in fear because it's fearing that it's losing control of its people. We're all starting to wake up. Let's just put another perspective on it. This time last year on Facebook, what were we all doing typically? Like a lot of people, I mean, I didn't personally do this, but no offense if you did, but we were sharing pictures of our dinner. We were snapping pictures of various things, right? That didn't really have any meaning to them. And it's okay if you do this. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just an observation. But we lacked meaning. We didn't really have connection. What we're all doing this year, as bullshit as it is, and yes, it's divisive, and yes, you might lose family and friends even, so it's hard. But don't you notice that there's much more of a unity happening? There is a division happening, but there is also a unity happening. So we are coming through this. There are a lot of good things that are unfolding. I see them, I really do. But when you're in fear, it's hard. It's hard, right, to actually be able to see it. So I just want to give you that perspective that it's all unraveling. There is a lot of fear. We're going to be squeezed, right? But if you're able to just recognize it, feel the trigger if you do. Like I said, I really do sometimes. And then step back and go, okay, what's happening here? They've just said this, government or whatever. I've reacted like this. Interesting. Isn't that an interesting response, right? Because it's when you start to find yourself in that trap, you don't sleep, you don't eat, you don't look after yourself, you go into this fear, and then before you know it, you're looking at the world as if it's the worst place in existence. And the funny thing is, it's actually one of the most beautiful places. And I'm going to say this in the middle of all this bullshit happening. We have so much beauty and amazingness. The human spirit is so strong. It will always prevail no matter what the hell happens. I saw a story yesterday where some guy who wasn't really anti-mask or for masks, he was on a plane, I forget where he was going, but he didn't want to wear a mask. He was playing around with it, and so the rule is you can take it off when you eat. So when he was on the plane, he made a tube of Pringles last 4 hours. I just thought it was really funny. It really made me laugh, because I was like, that's an example of the human spirit. We'll always find ways around things, through things. We find little ways to navigate, right? He was following the rules, but he was using them in the way that he thought he could use them, and it was funny, right? So we've got to see the humor, we've got to see the lightness, and I'm not saying this in a way that we're trying to ignore what's happening in the world and pretending it's all rainbows and kittens, because I'm not saying that. Actually, I'm not really saying that at all. This is where the sunglasses come in, right? So obviously, if you haven't watched the beginning, you won't know I'm wearing these because I've got massive, my eye is like, looks like I've gone 10 rounds with Mike Tyson or something. It's okay, little exaggeration, but it's really swollen. It feels like that. It's been there for a week. So I'm covering this up really just because I had a client session and it was a bit squeamish, and people are a bit squeamish about eye stuff, and it's just horrendous. So I thought, best put the sunglasses on. The world is tough enough. You don't need to be seeing my leaky swollen eye, right? So this is what this is about. But let's use these sunglasses as a thing, because what we're doing with this is we're not and there are people that are doing this, they're pretending, they're like in denial, trying to say, no, it's all going to be fine, our country's fine, and it's not really happening. Well, actually it is happening. But what it's like we're putting a pair of sunglasses on and imagining that you've got your own sunglasses on. Now you can still see, right? Through your glasses, you're seeing the world, you can absolutely still see what's happening. However, you're putting your own personal pair of sunglasses on and you're looking through the lens of your choice, right? So it's like you've put something between you and the world. You're not completely, saturated by it. You've got a little bit of a break there. You're still looking at it, you're still seeing it through your glasses, but you're not seeing it exactly as they want you to see it, right? You're putting your glasses on, you can choose the shape of them, the color of them, the lens. You have all that choice, right? And it's up to you which ones you put on. It's up to you which colors you choose. It's up to you when you wear them, when you don't. So kind of see it like that. We're not looking away from it, but we're seeing through the illusion, because fear is nothing but this false evidence appearing real. So another way to see it is this whole thing about mandatory, right? So I was a former lawyer, so I know all about compulsory and mandatory and legal, but the way they're using the words, it's making it seem as if we have no choice over what happens. So let's use an example. I'm going to take it to the extreme. This may or may not happen, who knows? But let's say you understand the truth about vaccinations. You understand that these are not fit for human consumption right now. So let's say that they make it mandatory for you, if you want to go into, Tesco, you must have the vaccination, right? And you must prove that you've had the vaccination. And if you don't, it's mandatory. So therefore you can't get on an airplane and you can't shop in a particular shop, right? Let's just say that's the example. So most people, when they're in fear, they'll go into fear and they'll go, holy shit, oh my God, it's mandatory. We don't have a choice. Oh my God. Then they're taking our rights away. Oh my God, what's happening? We have to now take this vaccination. I don't want to take it. We have to take it. Right. So that's a real normal, honest to God, human fear response. But what you're going to forget there is that the word mandatory, all it means is it's conditional. It's like, if you want to do this thing, you have to do this thing, right? That's all it is. It's like, if you want to jump on a plane and do this thing, for example, I'm not saying this is happening, for example, you have to take the vaccination. Well, it is a choice, because you're going to choose whether you opt into that water and play in that swimming pool, or you don't. All right, so I just want to sort of take away this power of mandatory, compulsory, you must do it. No, You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do any. You're a sovereign being in your own right. You do not have, there's nothing you can do. So I'll give you an example. This vaccinate, and I know I'm talking about vaccinations. It's not the purpose of this live stream, but I'll just use it as a very extreme example. I'll tell you straight, if they said to me, you, Marie Fleming Grant, you have to have this vaccination or you cannot XYZ, I will say, okay, then I will not XYZ. And what will happen is we will create new ways, right? The only way I personally am going to get any kind of vaccination is if people pin me down and jab me with it. That's it. That's the only way. Other than that, I am free. I'm not going to do it. You know, and that's it, right? So that's my choice. That's a freedom-based choice. So I want to just remind you, you absolutely have choices. Where the fear comes in is often we think if we cut off this possibility, we have no other possibility, and that's absolutely false evidence appearing real. That's an illusion, because what happens is, and this is the beauty of humanity, right? This is what I love most. One of the things I love most about human beings. We weirdly, unfortunately, we only seem to learn through contrasts and unwanted experiences, right? But when we have them, when we see something we don't like, that doesn't sit well with us, angers us, whatever, it births and makes us create another way of doing it. So if we don't like this way, we'll start going, we don't like this way, we need to go over here, and we want to go over here, and we want to go in this direction, and then we're going to create new stuff. So that's what's going to happen, you see. So when all this shit starts to unravel, in whichever way it unravels, it's going to make us refuse, dig our heels in and say, no, we don't like that, this is unacceptable, so we're going to move ourselves over here. And you watch and see what's going to happen. We're going to have new businesses, we're going to have new ventures, we're going to have new methods, new means, new ways of exchanging things, new ways of growing things. We're going to have so many new things, and that's what I keep my eye on. That is where I'm headed, and that's where I choose to focus, right? So hi Jan, sorry, I just saw you there. That's where I choose to focus. So I just want to encourage you to do the same. Like, as all the shit's unraveling, you'll be forgiven for really plugging into that, right? But actually you want to just shift your focus. Understand it's unraveling. Yeah, I can see it, I can see it, I can see it. Have your sunglasses on, I can see it. However, we're going to move over here and really start to go, right, well, if that happens, I'm just going to gravitate over here. I don't know what over here is. That's the thing, isn't it? We don't know what this path is. We've never gone here before, but there is a path. And this is why we're here. This is what I believe future generations will look back and go, oh, thank God. Thank God that happened. And those people that were there at that time helped that, right? This is what we're all doing. I don't think most people don't realize how powerful they are, and the fact that you are here on this most incredible fucking mission you've ever been on, ever, right? This is amazing. So this is where I want you to kind of really keep your focus, because that is where your power comes from. It's where your trust, your faith, all the amazing stuff happens, right? And that's where you need to have these sunglasses on and stay the course and really see where it is we're going. So it's okay to be in fear, but start to see through it. It is just an illusion. It's tactical. There is a reason behind it. It's probably going to get louder and shout more, but it's okay. See it as a good thing, because every single time something rises to the surface that we don't like, right, we're shining a light on it, and we're all collectively saying we don't accept that. And when we're all collectively saying it, what we're doing is we're almost like shooting out an intention. It ripples out, and then we're opening up like a new possibility, right? So we're all saying, right, we want to go over here, and for the first time we're all thinking about it, feeling it in the same way, right? So this is why I see the protest. When you see protesting all around the world, you might have a certain pair of glasses on telling you, oh my God, the world's falling apart, we're protesting everywhere, and everywhere's, it's going crazy, and there's chaos. Or you might have your other pair of glasses on and actually be able to recognize, see through it, and go, how interesting. This is the first time that all these countries around the world are protesting about the same things. How amazing is that? Most of the time, we have that country is concerned with this and we're concerned with this. It's completely separate. Now we've got these countries all around the world. We're all feeling the same stuff. We're all feeling the same restriction. We've all had enough, right? Not all of us, but a lot of us. So there is so much power, and I just wanted to remind you of that today, because especially as new measures in the UK kick in tomorrow, the illusion is that it's all getting worse. The illusion is that you are completely under control. The illusion is that they have all the power. That is not true. So see through it. And if you can't see through it, tune into anyone that can see through it for you, right? Soak up the energy, surround yourself with that if you need to, replay this if you need to, whatever you need to do, because we're in such amazing, interesting times. So that's what I wanted to really share with you. The contrasts are okay. Everything that's unraveling, it's going in the right direction. Now, I just repeat what I said at the beginning. It is still okay to go into fear. You're still going to have moments. I talk about this and I'll still have moments where I feel like, oh my God, this is just, I get a real jolt in my gut and I suddenly go, oh my God, this is happening. And I'll freak out for a bit. I might let myself for that afternoon just go, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, the world is shit, the world is shit. And then I'll go, okay, let that pass now. Right, what's the truth now? Where are we actually going? So it's like it's like I always call it like being like the giraffe. The giraffe is my favorite animal. So I'll kind of go, right, I'll be the giraffe, rise up, look at everything, bird's eye view. Imagine yourself as a giraffe in the trees, looking down, going, right, what's happening here? And then you can start to see it. And when you start to see it, that's how you start to see through the illusion. There is a reason why the government and the higher ups have spent trillions and trillions on manipulating us, brainwashing us. Look at the media, right? There's a reason they have to do it. They have to do it because we are so powerful in how we think. They have to throw everything they've got. Look at what's happening in the news, right? The news. I say the news. These little stories, right? They're just stories. Just see them as scripts, like soap opera scripts. Look at the headlines as if they're, oh, what's happening in today's episode? That's what I do. It's like, oh, let's see what the Sun or the Daily Mail says. In today's episode, the world is going to shit. In today's episodes, 1 million people have died, or whatever the story is, right? It's just an episode. And like all seasons, seasons come to an end. They do, they do, they do, they do. All right. So I just want you to hold that light, hold that faith. A lot of this is faith. We can't see where we're going. We've got to trust where we're going. But I promise you, and I don't say that often, there is a method to what's happening. I'm not saying this is going to be easy and it's going to be like we're going to breeze through it and it's all going to be love and light. It's going to be tough. I've written about this. It's going to be tough. It's going to be, we're going to have courage, but it's going to be okay. We are doing it. We have to tear these things down, right, to get to somewhere else. But tearing the stuff down is like you've got a wrecking ball coming in, demolishing a building, and it's messy. I did a post about it and I said it was like walking through shards of glass and cutting your knee, and it's like a real like building site, right? Messy. There's no walls up yet. We don't know where we're going, but we're still doing it, right? It's still going to happen. So just have that in your mind. And it's just false evidence appearing real. It's an illusion. It isn't permanent. None of this bullshit is permanent. None of it. We all have choices. We're not ignoring this. So take heart. We're all seeing it. We're all reacting. And it's okay. All right. So I just want to leave you with that. So power of the sunglasses. Put yours on. Choose your lens. Choose your color. Choose what you are seeing unravel. Right. You can still keep an eye on what's really happening, but don't look at that and see it as the truth and see it as that's your reality. Look at it for what it is. It's unraveling. And then you go, right, so we're going to go over here. And this is what I choose. This is what I want. And I'm saying no to this and I'm saying yes to this, right? Power is so much power. All right, so that's my message. And I just thought as well, just to keep it a little bit light, it is Sunday and there's a lot of heaviness. I just pulled 3 quick cards from my little rebel deck, and they're cards that are like straight, quick, one-liners. They give you a message. they give you a little loving slap in the face, just some prompts. So I picked 3. So I've got, I think it's reverse. It might come out reverse on here. So one is love, and it says, get some, give some, it will cheer your ass up. So with all this bullshit going on, let's remember love. It's not a cheesy thing. It's the most powerful force there is. That's why they, try and keep us in fear. Connect to people, feel this, watch things, even if it's animal stuff or cute little things online, or your pets, or anyone, any loved one, your friends. Remember this, okay? It will cheer you up. Connect to this. Keep connecting to this. Keep believing that the world is an amazing place, because it is. It is, no matter what is happening right now. So that's one message. Second one is stop sleeping so damn much. And it says, wake up. You are missing some cool shit. So I think this is not about sleeping physically. I believe this message is more about waking up, right? We're all waking up to what's happening. You might feel that you're awake to all the bullshit of the world, but are you awake to all the amazingness in the world, right? Because there's some amazing, cool stuff. There's great things happening. When you set your intention to remember that there are beautiful things in the world, you will start to see them. So just remind yourself, wake up, that to say that there are amazing people, places, circumstances, situations, things happening despite what the bullshit mainstream media is trying to tell you right now. There is so much good stuff. So let's wake up to that. And then the third one, these are just light cards. I love them. Third one is, have you eaten? You are acting like a big ass baby. So we get hangry, right? Hungry and angry, and we don't eat. You need food in your belly. Eat a fucking taco. So don't forget to eat. Don't forget to nourish yourself. Don't forget to, like, the basics, right? When all this is happening, I do this. I throw myself into things, and then I forget to eat and drink sometimes because I get so engrossed. It's kind of funny sometimes, but then you realize you feel fear sometimes, or you feel stress about what's happening in the world, and then when you check in, you realize, oh, I'm a bit jittery because I've not eaten, I've not drunk anything, right? So eat something, drink something, make sure you're taking care of your basic needs. So love, food, sleep, right? And being awake to what's really happening and the good stuff. All right, so lots and lots of love to you. I hope that gave you some perspectives. So I'm gonna probably jump on here again in the week. Hopefully this will heal. If not, I'll have the old sunglasses on again. So I'm just trying to rest it. It's really sore. So other than that, all is well. So yeah, let me know if that makes sense. Let me know if you've got any questions or anything you're struggling with as well. And just a quick mention, I do have I've mentioned it before, about my Light Club membership. I'll put a link in the description above, so you can see it. So if you want to join that, it's my new membership where I'm going to go into trainings and things, videos every week. We'll have a chance of kind of group connection, interaction, some other bits there. So I'll put the link there. If you feel like you want some connection as well, you want to be you just need that right now, because there's so much isolation, right, for a lot of people, and you feel like you're on your own, especially if you have lost a lot of friends and family, and I know a lot of people have. So Light Club will be a place where you can come in, and as we grow, we'll have a bit of a community. There's just a few of us in there at the moment, but I know that will grow. So come and join us. It's very, very super low cost and affordable. So check out, I'll put the link above anyway. But I will be in here in this group. So any questions, any comments, pop them below. Let me know if you're watching the replay as well. And thank you for tuning in. And I wish you a really, really good week. Okay, and look after yourself. We are absolutely going to get through this. And like I've been saying a lot recently, light is 1,000 times more powerful than dark, full stop, right? That's it. Okay, so lots of love, and have a nice day, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye for now.